hope you're all well. Bert got a new camera for Christmas, which means, by extension, I also got a new camera for Christmas. So hopefully this looks quite nice. If it doesn't, then Bert did a really bad job because he set it up, but I'm sure it looks lovely, if not sometimes out of focus. But yeah, hello. Today, I wanted to talk about my inability to separate myself from the things that I make. And basically all I mean by that is I take criticism really, really personally, but for a sort of myriad of reasons, which I wanted to talk about today. So buckle your seatbelts, let's drive away. I've been thinking about this lately because, and you may have seen on Twitter because I've been mentioning it sporadically, but I've been working on a short film that I wrote and will be making early next year, hopefully, which is really exciting and is sort of a new fun challenge for me that I've never really done before. And the reason I've never done it before, because I've wanted to for a really long time, so it definitely wasn't for lack of interest, but it was just the idea that I would write this thing from scratch and it was mine. And since you can't really make a film by yourself, you would be required to bring other people on, which really scared me because it was the thought of me thinking this thing that I've made is good enough, you know, to warrant bringing other people on saying, hey, make this thing with me, I think it'll be good. And that just scared me. I like the solitude of creating something, I guess, especially with poetry stuff that works out because I don't have to show it to anybody. I can just sit and write it and say, yep, I'm happy with it, done with it. Putting up poetry here and having you guys watch it and comment on it and stuff doesn't scare me as much as having this half-finished product and asking someone what they think about it, basically. So that was why the whole thing freaked me out a little bit. It's an irrational fear, really, because it doesn't make any sense. And I've just sort of always been like this. I remember in school and even now at university when I get feedback for essays that I've turned in, if I didn't get an A on the essay, I'm terrified to look at what the comments on it were, which is so silly because like that's the only way you can get better. And it's not because of like a stubbornness where I'm like, ooh, I think I should have gotten an A. It's like the embarrassment of knowing that I could have, but I didn't, which is like the most ludicrous thing. But like most things that are ridiculous about me, it makes perfect sense in my head. But yeah, I guess also, I've mentioned this on here loads, but I'm just a perfectionist. So when I haven't done things to what I think is the best of my ability, which I have impossibly high standards for myself, so it doesn't happen often that I think I've made something to the best of my ability. I don't know, it's like humiliating for me. And I don't know why, and that's not good, especially not good for someone who deems themselves a creative person who spends a lot of their time making things for, you know, mass consumption. It's not a good thing to be terrified of criticism and of ultimately doing better, because that's all it's there for, you know, to help you grow and improve and do better. Tessa Violet made a video quite similar to this recently, which really resonated with me about vulnerability and about feeling vulnerable in front of other people and about how she really struggles to do that. And the entire time while she was talking about it, I was like, yep, that's me. Basically, she talked about her fear of feeling vulnerable, which sort of manifests itself when she experiences certain emotions or like puts herself in uncomfortable situations. And for her and for me, a lot of it has to do with creativity and sort of these creative situations. So she talked about how she was gonna collaborate with people on writing songs and stuff, which is an excellent idea because again, that is something that terrifies me. Like, and it's so silly, but I guess it is just the idea of throwing around ideas that I don't have the confidence in that they're good. And this was true when I did theater in high school and stuff, which seems like a weird example, but stay with me. I would tirelessly go over my lines at home and say them in as many different ways as I could think of, because when I would do them in rehearsal, I was so terrified of doing them a different way that I didn't know, one, that I could do, or two, that, you know, if it would be any good. I was just petrified of going up there and doing something silly and being bad, and everyone being like, oh, that was really bad. Because I guess in my head I have this thing where I think me doing something not good, i.e. not as good as I think I should be able to do that thing, I just think it'll make people think less of me. And I don't know why. I don't really know why. So I guess that's really the crux of this. Why is that? And I'm so convinced that this facet of my personality dictates so many things about my life, just because, like I've said, I've always been like this, and I think it's shaped me as a person. And I don't know, I guess in some ways it's positive because I tend to do well at things, but at the same time, it's also why I can't dance. It's because I'm scared to look silly, and I think me like doing something like that makes me look silly. Yeah, a lot of issues. Comment question of the day: have you experienced something like this? Have you gotten over it? If so, how, please? I'm desperate to know. Yeah, that's it. Do let me know, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.